Yeah, boy. How's it going? Comment ça va, mon frère? How's it going, everyone? We are with my star. Love you, mom. Check it out, guys. The moon is plasma. Okay. Well, I got a really quick way of proving that that's impossible. We have to try to find a way where we can build a city inside of a ball of plasma. You think teleportation's far-fetched? This theory about plasma came out in the 1950s, almost 100 years ago. And I know exactly who talked about it. Australian talking about, or it's an Australian interviewer talking to this guy. I think he's got an English accent, but he went to Oxford, the worst of the worst. You're going to say, what do you mean the worst of the worst? The ones that are declaring and talking about science have dibs on everything. He already confirmed in the video that since Oxford already confirmed that this is possible, there's no one else is going to try to go against Oxford, right? I sure will. I'll go against an astrophysicist any day to tell when it comes to finding out whether the moon is plasma or not. Come on. Seriously, guys. Okay. They say astrophysicists say that 99% of the universe is plasma. That not the moon though. And you can't build on plasma. If you're seeing cities and structures and UFO lights going in and out of the moon, sure, they can be dipping into plasma, but you can't build structures on top of plasma. And every celestial object, whether it be, the moon, the planets, if you take the planets, okay, if we're talking about stars and suns, okay, hydrogen and, corona mass ejections all over the universe, by the way, because the constellation of Lyra has suns in it, and you could imagine it's always continually exploding. Around a planet, you have an interplanetary atmosphere region of plasma, interplanetary plasma, and you have planetary too. You have what's around it, the close atmosphere, plasma around it. It's very, very hot. But are objects all made of plasma? I don't believe it. I don't think they are. And again, I'm not here to confirm anything. I'm here to share my conversation. I thought it was an amazing conversation to talk about the moon being plasma because listen, the sun shoots out plasma. It's a ball of plasma, guys. And when that shoots out, a coronal mass ejection shoots out of the sun, what do you think happens to that ionized gas, which is plasma, that is shot out at very high speeds out into space and solidifies? There's a remnants around the sun. I've showed you many times that there's a remnants around the sun when there's a coronal mass ejection, and there's a whole slew of leftover pieces and objects. The sun's very blurry, and you see all this distortion. You know, this it's plasma, right? But I don't believe I don't even believe the sun is pure ionized gas, plasma. I think it's full of shit because the sunspots are exactly like they're on a solid surface. But again, that's just my opinion. But when it comes to building structures on plasma, I would highly doubt it. But again, lots of people have asked me, just this is why I brought it up in the comment section. Somebody said, Bruce, actually, it wasn't a question. The person was automatically saying that I was discrediting the plasma theory when, I never ever talked about it in my bloody life, right? There's a couple of channels to talk about it. Who would I be to mention channels to talk about plasma theories and say that they're full of shit when I don't know myself? But I have an opinion, right? And my opinion is that I know for a fact that you cannot, absolutely not, build, okay, on ionized gas, right? That's just a fact. Flat Earth theories. Lots of people believe in the flat Earth theory. Flat Earth, flat Earth, flat Earth. But they're a bit retarded, right? You see how they talk? Flat Earth, flat Earth, flat Earth, flat Earth, flat Earth, flat Earth. Reminds me of Biden leftists. Biden leftists. Trump's a fraud. Trump's a fraud. Trump's a fraud. Racist. 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 The moon's not, the earth and the moon are not flat or round, buddy. I guarantee you that. You'll never be able to prove the opposite. There's lots of theories out there on curvature, lots of theories on Macquarie. Don't, flat fucking Earth. Well, you got to prove it though, man. We got to prove it. I just don't give a shit. We're stuck on it. I don't care if it's pink and triangular. We're still stuck on it. That's for sure. We are stuck on this planet. Oh, don't worry about it, Jeremy. We get the crazies coming by. You should see the title that I posted. So we'll get a lot of people coming by here. Is that like Bruce? I believe that that one of my favorite theories, Young Souls. I love the channel name, by the way. Hey, Kai is here. Gene Bob. I wouldn't. You'll die. Well, what's wrong now? What happened with Riley now? Children, what's going on? Grapefruit juice will knock it out. It basically makes hydroxy for you. So much that people don't know, eh? Hey, Riley, how's it going, my man? Funny how, guy, if you believe in flat Earth, but you got rock in the name of your channel, rocks don't exist. I thought you just believed in flat planes. Hello, Leah. How are you today? I know, Jeremy, eh? Right. Yeah, that's a good one. I believe it's got its own source. If you look in the last video that I posted just moments ago, hours ago, I showed bright areas on the surface, and those are amazing regions. They're covered with like a smoke and haze, lots of movement. You see lights going to and from those regions, right? Is it plasma? I don't think so. LA just finished work, so I'm here now listening. Thank you very much. I say it's just a hell realm. Yeah, that's another theory. I'm afraid of that. Honestly, I am afraid of that, Cat. I am. You could be absolutely right, right? Like, we're talking theories here. Imagine if there's a lot of nefarious things that are actually going on up there. You got to wonder if they're not talking about structures, and we have seen structures. If what I filmed was a structure, or took an image of was a structure, there's definitely something that's being hidden on the moon. Doesn't mean there's humans there, but it could mean that, right? Yeah, Kai, that jab, yeah. Johnny 5 in the house. Thanks a lot, brother. Yeah, man, real freaking joke. Hey, Paul in the house. Thank you very much. Jeremy, flat Earth theory is absolutely insanity, says Jeremy. That's his opinion. Absolutely. And this is what I want you guys to do. Share your opinions. There's lots of theories I think too are pretty flaky at times. I'm careful with what I say, but I absolutely share my own opinions for sure. And I appreciate and welcome everyone to do so. Go take a look at yourself. You can see the curvature of, go take a look yourself. You can see the curvature of Earth. Yeah, you could see curvature, and yeah, I get it. I agree with that. Even just driving away, there's many examples that, yep, I'd have a hard time going against that. Absolutely, 100%. Another theory I like, Young Souls. I'm telling you, it could be everything revolving around us, and we're just sitting here, and everything around us is being propelled. Absolutely. You have Julius Caesar that believed that he was in the center of the universe and that everything was revolving around him, much like some of the trolls here. It's been deemed an act of a global gen. Yes, it has. And I'm telling you, they're going to be making a swimming pool in Gaza. That's basically what they're going to be doing. Salut, Dave. Merci, mon frère. Thank you. Thanks, Darla. Hey, Darla. And Nika's in the house. Who else is here? My friend Stephen A. Smash that like. Thank you very much, kind sir. Tracy R. Ohio in the house. Thank you very much, my American friends. Tracy R. is in the house. Anthony Williams says plasma. No, it's cheddar with some areas of coffee. Kobe. Now I'm hungry. Yeah, don't make me hungry. I'm fasting. I absolutely have to fast there. today. So, uh, what model IR Bushnell are you using? I would love to purchase one. Absolutely, Jeremy, with pleasure. One even right here in the background, not too far that I can grab and show you, my friend. Listen, this is my smaller model, the exact same model. And hurry up if you want to get this model, because I'm telling you, I'm not saying any other infrared wouldn't be just as good, but oops, sorry about that. Let's get this down here so you can see it a little better. Don't knock the microphone over. I do want you to see it. There's no two ways about it. If you look online for this model, the Bushnell, it's a Bushnell infrared camera. That's the back of it. There's the front of it. It records. It uses a small miniature SD card. Bushnell monocular infrared. There's only that model. So you're lucky. Z1 is what you're looking for, the model. And you can get that same model in 20 millimeters, 30 millimeters, probably even like mine, 50 millimeters, my other one, which I showed the last stream. It's a lot bigger, a little bigger than this one. You'll pay this one. I paid tax included $300. You can pay up to $400 or $500. You can get the Z2 for $700 or $800, which I had also done. But I'm not saying it doesn't work good. The Z2 works very well, my friends. It's expensive compared to what it gets with this. There's no difference except for this one. I find shows a better view. It shows more of a real view. The other one, the Z2, it shows everything triangular. Everything has like a beam triangle on it. Didn't you hear that? The military talking about their big ass cameras showing everything triangular. Not this. That's what they should be using. Bushnell, monocular, amazing. And you can see everything and anything in space all the way to Andromeda. We have one vision, guys, when you look up in the sky, no matter where the hell you are on this planet, okay? Infrared cameras are going to go see the light no matter how far that light explodes, right? Unless it's a little pocket-sized explosion in Andromeda. Don't think we'll see it. I see a whole bunch of stuff with the monocular and a lot of stuff. So you see all the explosions, you see, of course, all the UFOs, and you'll be able to differentiate and characterize the differences with the satellites. Look them up yourself in the applications. You just say quite simply where you're living. As a matter of fact, there's a plane going overhead. You can ask Siri to tell you what plane. Don't you friggin' open up. You can ask her what plane is overhead, and she'll tell you. And be careful when you're talking about her because she likes butting in. Julian, hello. If this is flat Earth, I want to walk the plank. LA, that's well said. Yeah, I totally hear you with the crap that's going on and everything. Like the ice wall over Antarctica. Right. Like, absolutely. That is definitely an interesting one. Eh? We know that 5,000 military men went there. They brought many planes. They brought carriers also, different types of planes. And, he wrote in his journal, his son had leaked his journal out. And then, now we're all stuck here saying, well, maybe it was a lie or maybe it wasn't true. Lots of stories, it runs deep. And I try not to mention certain names too much. I mean, a lot of people ask me, have you ever heard of Agartha? Yeah. Do you know a little bit about Inner Earth? A lot. But I know what's being spoken about. Nobody knows, really anything about Inner Earth. I know that old books tell us a lot of things. And most often, the books every 50 to 100 years, even sometimes 20, 30 years, look at the war and everything, look at Hitler and everything, they burn books. As a matter of fact, the Biden administration, buggers, just declared, so they did here in Canada too, actually. It's probably even in Canada, maybe not even in the States, but I'm sure they did in the States, cutting out books of certain dates that were made before 2005, getting rid of them, science books, everything. But if you have a collection of books like the Vatican, right? The archives. Can you imagine the changes over the years that were done? If you go back to old books, the words are different. Fish to fishes. Honor, Honor, then honor, Honour. Try to teach something to your children. that your children are writing one way, you're writing another way. Your children do math a new way. And, and I'm talking with me and my son, and then with my mother, and then even worse with my grandfather. Nobody learned math the same way, right? Why? I believe it's to keep us apart. It's for real, like seriously, to keep us apart. Leah, thank you so much for appreciating all of us and being so appreciative. Yeah, I sound like a nut sometimes, but like I said, money doesn't grow on trees, and I really do appreciate the incredible support. I mean, and this in a time where for years this channel has been attacked, but a lot worse this year, especially with the UFO report that just came out on July 26th. If they're hiding David Grush from being able to speak, I sure as hell am not going to be able to speak over anyone. I'm not going to be the one to expose the moon, right? Obviously, but I will, and I am. I already did, but it's exposed. There's no trophies. It's like somebody made a film. There's no box office announcement or anything, just the film sitting there. You can watch it if you want. That's a bit of my situation, but I'm lucky to be here anyways and to be able to show some of this. Flat Earth used to make Mike Morales so annoying. Yes. Yeah, it's a very touchy situation. It's more touchy than it's about as touchy as the black and white situation, right? With the racism and crap, because people just can't get along or even debate about some of these subjects, which, like I say, I don't give a crap what the shape of Earth is. Honestly, I mean, we're stuck on it. That's for sure. There's UFOs coming to and from it, no matter what the shape is. So, Tri Lambda Delta in the house. Thank you very much for being here. Who was it? Was it Kai that spoke about your channel, a video or something that apparently was a cool video on your channel? So, anyways, you guys can also check them out. Thanks for being here at the same time. Thank you very much, Young Souls. I appreciate that. Love your research on the moon. Way much better than that. Hey, thank you. That means a lot. That really does mean a lot. And again, try not to be appreciative. I'll tell you what, guys. I was born in a time before the internet, and having 100 people or 1,000 people thank you in one day, for me, even if it's on social media, for me, you're not just numbers or comment boxes. I mean, it's. I hope some of you are real. Some of you are real people, right? And I think it's amazing to get responses back and feedback back. We all know that there should be a lot more replies here. And guys, I'm telling you, it's not about whining. And boy, I love it when the trolls say that I'm whining, because I just keep persisting. My community tab for me is my diary, and it's what I can. The only way I can go reach people. I get more views on my live streams, by the way. Do you know that? My live streams get more views than the research videos. Sometimes a research video will go up to 7,000. You guys can look for yourself. Go into videos and see how far back you have to go till you see a video that even touched 3,000 views. They're all at 2,000 since August. And then in August, I got a view of 7,900 or something like that, because I titled it "Whistleblower Bruce Swartz Held Back from the July 26th UFO Report from Being Able to Share His Research with the Rest of the World." Leaked. Well, 7,000, clickbait? No, it's, if that's considered clickbait, well, so be it. I'm guilty to have clickbait you all once, but I don't. What you see in the titles, when you see that UFOs leaving the moon, structures and biological creatures, people are like, "Oh, what a bunch of bullshit." Some of you know it. Way back, I stopped. Like, for years, I didn't write those titles. It was the moon video 1, the moon video 2, no views. Then UFOs on the moon, even less views. That no matter how much I push it out. Did some radio interviews with some real FM radio stations with Carol Lozé, who has a Zone Parallel on YouTube. If you want to check her out, it's 96.9 FM. They have a podcast, Zone Parallel, that they talk about UFOs. I went there 3 times, maybe even 3-4 times, talked for hours about my research, and everything stopped. And when I say everything stopped, I mean everything stopped. The traffic stopped, the views stopped. I used to post videos about the revenue rolling back because it was just going downwards, not in a normal way. I'm not talking about because having low views. I'm talking about the revenue coming in and then disappearing, and then resorting backwards, and getting a whole bunch of message reports from YouTube saying The readings of your channel analytics from 9:30 to 8:30 on this date is not right. And all those blocks started coming in. So obviously I knew I was being hacked. I shared that with a YouTube member many a times. And like they said, oh, well, we're looking on our end. We don't see anything on our end. So that's how it is. Absolutely, Riley. We need lurkers, my friend. Some of us are eating. Some of us are sick and tired, and we don't always want to talk. Listen, I appreciate everyone that comes here. There's 69 watching. We're not 69 talking. That I am fine with that. Some people are busy with their kids, wives and husbands, neighbors, animals. Make it rain. Not here, not for me. I don't want to make it rain, but yeah. The UFOs are making it rain, I think. There you go, Paul. That's a right side up vision in reality because right on, Froggy Zombie. Zoe Small, thank you very much for being here, for coming back, y'all. Really appreciate that. The real Wayno in the house. Thanks, man, for being here, bro. Thanks for the comments. BSA fam, mission objective demands I take human form for a while. That's you have to bring back the information. I would trust an alien over a human, and people say, yeah, until you meet one. No, I'm dead serious. I don't believe any aliens would ever let this Earth be destroyed. And somebody told me very importantly at one point, they're here not to protect necessarily the lives of humans, but the integrity of Earth. Let's say, certain things that humans have to do, certain things the elites probably have to make us do. Nobody knows about the deep state, and even higher than the deep state. When we say deep state, are we talking about aliens? Are we talking about the Galactic Federation? Is it all just one organization? There's probably lots of organizations. There is a person in the States in the military that is in charge of intergalactic communications. You know that, like it's a woman, and she's in charge of the communication language barriers between beings in space. You can look that up. She's got a job, real American agent. This is something real. I know most of you probably say that's full of shit, and when you look it up, you're going to say that's ridiculous. I'm not going to tell you what her job is. Well, they'll tell you what her job is. I'm not going to tell you what she's doing. I'll just tell you what she's supposed to be doing. Oh, wow. I caught one here just the other day, the C-130 coming over the house, popular airplane, with, wow. I flew in a C-130 and saw no curve. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You know what I fear is that the curvature, what people are saying that they're seeing is only our eyes, because our eyes are shaped as balls. Sorry, but I think that's true. If we're seeing curvature, it could be that our eyes are seeing everything round. The same reason why when you look at all the stars, they're all round. But when you zoom up on it, my 14-inch telescope, ain't nothing round about it. It's just fire. Now we're talking about ionized gas and plasma. Now I believe the stars could partly be ionized gas and plasma. They're fusioning all the time, just like the sun that China made, Germany has in the ground, and like the sun that the U.S. has also. Apparently, if it's real, we have no proof from that. Earth is LGBT, as it's too curvy to be straight. Drum roll. We need laughter these days, my friend. Jules of Southern Oregon, listening in today. Busy homeschooling stuff. Right on. Sending love to you and the homeschoolers. Good for you. Good on you. Homeschooling, the best thing to do. You know it, Jules. That's my stomach. Sorry. Too many wars going on. Absolutely. I think it's time the aliens show themselves. Yeah. Like seriously. Like, like Scoob. Yeah, listen, they're going to have to show themselves. They're not going to allow us to leave and destroy space. There's so much debris around Earth. We were probably warned. Start by cleaning all that debris around Earth, which is, I would say, by this point, near impossible to do in a century's time, unless, we're still looking at ideas and stuff to be able to retrieve these little objects, because some of them are really small, but some of them are ginormous, leaking out shit all over the place. Look at the ISS space station right now is leaking out. What is it? Some type of, I think it's coolant, right? Of course, because, You know, they say space is so cold, so they're going to need some coolant in the ISS space station to keep them cool, right? 5,000 degrees, they say, around the space station. Because there is ionized gas in the atmosphere. There's in our interplanetary atmosphere and the planetary atmosphere also. So they say, like, I don't know. With chat would show where everyone is at the least dots on a map would be interesting. It would be interesting. It'd be easier to kill them too, because it's sort of, you never know, eh? Some of them don't want to say where they are, but that would be cool though, if they were able to show the countries for sure. And you got to wonder, they're keeping the nuclear codes and everything secure. You think there's nothing secure about the internet? If you and I can be hacked on the internet, is because so can the nuclear codes, and everything. Thanks, Darla. Yeah, the Z1, that's a term you want to look for. And again, hurry it up, because I'm pretty sure they're going to be discontinued very soon. It's an amazing device, guys. I'm telling you, there's probably a whole bunch of other different models of different companies. I've never tried anything else but the Bushnell, and it's amazing. It's been really amazing. Go get yourself 4 batteries, and especially the serial number inside that. I don't even know if it still shows up. It's on the inside of the device, but Z1 monocular is definitely what you're looking for. Better things to argue about than flat or globe. That's what I say. But some people really are interested by the fact of whether it be flat or not. Clay says flat Earth is ridiculous. If you look at every planet anywhere, and it would be round, not flat. Well, partly right. Of what you said, and I don't mean to insult you, but like the moon is potato shaped, right? It's shaped like an egg. It's got a bigger end and stuff. As a matter of fact, I find it's concave. When I look at the moon, I see like a hole that descends into the center where Copernicus is. Copernicus is like up sideways, by the way. With my scope there, you look at Copernicus, it's on a wall. It's literally sideways on the wall, right? Like it was impacted literally from Earth, right? Which is impossible. But yeah, listen, some people think it's, every planet anywhere, it would be round, not flat. There's the potato theory. It's as a scientific equation on top of it that most, if not all, asteroids are potato shaped. That's why when Oumuamua came into the solar system from interstellar space and slowed down, and then went around the sun once or twice, and then gained speed to go back out into interstellar space, into the towards the constellation of Lyra. It was not circular, and it was not the shape of a regular asteroid or even comet, because obviously everything is nugget shaped, right? Look at it like a nugget of gold. That's how I see all planet shaped. Not for nothing that we see mountains and hills and regions here on Earth, and for us to be able to see curvature, for me, I believe that we would have to leave this planet, probably go far enough to be able to see its curvature, and possibly go around it to see, if it's round or not. Hey, how's it going, Joey D? Thanks for the comments, brother. Looking to make a purchase too. Right on, you guys. I'm telling you, it is the device. It really is the device. And on top of it, you're going to see other phenomena, not just the UFOs, of shit that happens. They talked about explosions in space that big telescopes are seeing, and infrared telescopes. I'm seeing them. And when there's an explosion in space, you could tell which constellation, because you see, I've showed it before. Saw an explosion that was only that wide. And what does that tell you? Well, holy crap, guys, it's far, because the whole camera ignites when you see a meteor going by, no matter what constellation, anywhere in this universe. It's incredibly bright. And actually, the smaller, the focal length and view of your infrared is going to be, the brighter the light it goes and gets. You have different adjustments: 1, 2, 3, and 4 intensity. You could also film regularly, not using the infrared camera, but the frequencies are very different. You can tell when you're filming with that. Thank you, Riley, and all of you that smashed that like button. I appreciate it. Paul Wallace in the house. Thanks a lot, brother. Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks for all the great videos. I thank you, man, for taking the time to come by and comment after work at 10 o'clock p.m. Off to bed. Rest up, my friend. Thanks, brother. I go, but I will definitely watch the rest of this. I thank you, man. And thanks for checking out the videos too, guys. Really appreciate that when I get home tomorrow morning. Right on, Jeremy. Looking forward to interacting with your brother, man. Thanks. Joey D in the house. Hey, thanks, Tracy R. And listen, very expensive. You know, that first coat we have, if it wasn't thanks to the community, and then there was the taxes. Here, boy, I all didn't regret it, but got in a lot of shit when I realized that. Good thing I didn't make much money during the year, but taking out that $11,000 and declaring it, then I thought you had to be, getting millions before you started paying taxes and stuff on the money. Good thing it was low, my revenue for the year. If not, I would have paid a lot of taxes on that. But that's how it is, and we're able to get a bigger telescope. We're seeing a lot of stuff. There's still a lot more stuff to see. It's understanding the surface, seeing it. And what's really hard for me, I don't mind, but it's true, to be able to prove some of this research is that a lot of people are, well, they're into their own theories, and some people are stuck on certain theories from the 1950s, like one we're going to go look at there, when they're talking about Oxford declared that this was a possibility. So therefore, this will be confirmed very soon. But that was in 1965 that the guy was saying that. And he started doing that research in 52, if I'm not mistaken, right? And he said like 10, 12 years before, when he says, I passed off for a lunatic, which makes me laugh when he says lunatic. This guy declares that no one will ever land on the moon. He was probably a little right about that one, but in reality would not have known that. And apparently they declared going to the moon in 69. I'm not even using that one against them because I don't believe they went, right? Or they went and didn't tell us how they went. We have no idea if humans went to the moon or not, honestly, guys. They went there in the secret project. It's like anything, there's any orifice that you can get in or out of. I know it sounds a little dirty, but think of space. No matter what, we're stuck here in a globe or something. Yeah, there's a little fragile area in that globe. You know what I was afraid of? I'm afraid we're going to break on. We're going to break on through to the other side. I was afraid they're going to break the firmament down to try to get through, or bust a hole through it, right? Because if they are quasi projecting themselves into the physical world, and now theories, that's all. I mean, I can't confirm anything. David Grush said it themselves, they're coming in from other dimensions, for Pete's sakes, okay? And they're quasi projecting themselves into the physical world. It is beyond most people's comprehension and or understanding. Whether, unless you're an astrophysicist, and even then, probably no one's really studying that field, or that, well, the field, yes, but not related to the moon. Not related to the moon. Nobody's researching the moon, and this guy, which I thought was funny. I thought it was pretty funny, saying that his theory that the moon was plasma. But I'm not going to hide it. Astrophysicists, most of them say that space is 99% plasma. But we don't know what dark matter is, and we call it dark matter, not because they know what it is, or even because it's dark. We just don't see it. Dark matter, not that smart. Science is theory. It's a theoretical field, I believe. All science is theoretical. No mathematical equations are perfect, including Einstein's theory of relativity, and equals mc squared. It is not even perfect down to the joules of energy equivalence, which means what? When they made the atomic bombs, careful not talking about too much bombs, there's already some going off. They overthrew their reach with the power that they had. Could be deliberately, but if not, they were experimenting with quantities and theoretical analysis of the quantity of TNT they would need to get a certain blast and whatnot. No, they overthrew their reach by many times, and that's because he's smarter than me, the guy. I'm just saying his theories apparently weren't perfect, as Isaac Newton's theories way back in 1666. They say we're not perfect either. So all planet and the moon appears to be round. Roundish. For them to be flat, they would all have to face the Earth perfectly at the same time. They are spherical. So Zombie believes they are spherical. As a matter of fact, Earth is guaranteed not round, based on the facts, because it is apparently bulging on each of its sides. So you can add that also. If there was a collision, are any planets actually round? They're showing us everything round, but is everything actually round, or are they showing it to us like that? I have no proof of anything against what you said, my friend. That's for sure. And I do really appreciate those of you that are open-minded enough to debate. I know some of you, it'll disturb you a bit, saying Bruce is not a scientist. I'm not. So don't feel bad if I'm giving my opinion. It's just an amateur's opinion, quite simply. A smart guess or educated guess. We don't have to be astrophysicists to have educated guesses. And I can hardly talk. We are allowed researching ourselves. It's not like astrophysicists have this secret database. Well, some of them, but where they can do their research. They're looking at the same bloody place as us, the public information, right? Except for the ones that are working on some secret stuff. The Earth is really cubed until the simulation megapixels were upgraded to allow circles. The real Wayno. I believe in the theory that Earth could be a completely abnormal shape, or even a created shape. Yeah, like if we're on a plane that's square, we probably wouldn't be able to know either. And not for nothing that I'm open-minded enough to be interested in every one of those theories. No, absolutely not. All planets are not spherical, and they have many different shapes, I would say, but we have no idea. But you can't say it's spherical, because for an object to be considered a planet, I'm probably going to be wrong about a couple of kilometers here. It has to be at least 430 to 450 kilometers in diameter. It will be considered a planetoid. I did all this research, and they're not round. The exoplanets aren't round either. Yeah, they're bumpy. They're bumpy as fuck. They are like gold nuggets. It's like a nerd. A nerd candy? It's got 3 bumps together. It looks like a popcorn when it pops. If you would tell me, and again, this is just my opinion, Froggy Zombie. In my opinion, Earth could very well look like a piece of popcorn, exactly the way it's popped, with angles and edges and stuff, unless we all get to the Earth wall, that wall in Antarctica. I really don't know. Onwards, my friend. A space cafe. Any of you want to get information about Canada, you guys, he is my go-to guy. Everything and anything. Dumbass Trudeau, forgive my opinions, but I'm sure some will share that opinion with me. He shows everything. And honestly, there's not millions of channels that have good communities. Lots of good community there. Everyone's talkative and everything. And of course, he comes and supports my channels. Every chance I get, I will give him a good shout out. Thank you very much, Safe Space Cafe. And of course, he's growing his community too, getting up there. I've had a stomach bug the past couple of days. Sorry about that, Joey. So I've been better. I hear you on that. Get better soon. Thanks a lot, LA. LA in the house. We have you guys, always the same amazing people that come back. Nika, thank you. Yeah, you want to find out about Canada, you guys, do seriously go to Safe Space Cafe. Doesn't post the boring stuff. There's so much going on. There's nothing boring in the Canadian Parliament, I'm telling you. Between Pierre Poilievre and Trudeau, the crap that is going on that Trudeau is doing, boy. And especially, I can only imagine what Safe Space Cafe is posting with what's going on with India and everything in Canada, and the, cocaine plane, because, obviously he's a big pusher. But I'm going to hold back on talking about that. Absolutely. Absolutely. I've been waiting for Celestron to send me some shirts, hats, and shit. I mean, I've been talking about them for ages, talking about, the structures on the moon and everything I can get. They're going to make a hell of a commercial with me, boy. If I was, yeah, well, Nika, thank you so much for the generous contributions. You guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Wow. Safe Space Cafe says Operation High Jump. Thanks, guys. Operation High Jump. Yep. Where they flew through the poles in minutes. Yeah, absolutely. They were we're just talking about that, the high jump one, a couple of weeks ago. I think it was last stream. There's a couple of projects around that date, if not that project too, where some people were mind controlled actually to forget that they were actually hired to work on some of those projects. But yeah, the CIA and everything back with Helm, the shit shows. There's lots of shit shows that we saw for sure. I want to know how the sites all over the world got buried. Göbekli Tepe, the ones with thousands of statues in China, the mounts in South America found with Fleur plains, etc. Lots of questions, and that's all we have. We have questions, 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 and it's like the answers are not surfacing anywhere. I've been pumping out Bruce's channel like crazy on other UFO UAP channels. Joey D, bro, I love you for it, man. I can't thank you enough. And if it wouldn't be for you all, honestly, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't even still be here because, yeah, subscribers at 0. I have had no subscribers here since February. Do not be insulted if you have subscribed. I thank you. I insist on remaining subscribed. Maybe it'll show. But in general, we have one person or many people subscribing 300 channels and then unsubscribing 300 channels. Even after a big interview with Jean-Claude Beyond Mystic, I lost 56 subscribers. And I know lots of his community came by. They're still commenting on some of the videos, Hauser is here. Thank you very much, sir. I don't know, Kai. I'm really wondering myself. I was upset today. I forgot to mention to you all. I mean, we should have been off the computers today. It's October 11th. If they didn't do that frequency shit on the 4th, it was supposed to be today. And yeah, Elon Musk is not going up with heavy rockets this year. I called that back in February, and I'm positive it ain't going to go up. Let alone even go to the moon. I think the moon missions are also going to be scrubbed or backed up. Also, definitely. That's what I feel. Why? Well, I'm not sure. Maybe because of the sun. The sun is supposed to be extremely active leading up to 2025. That's for sure. Absolutely, Anthony Williams. They are. Yeah, like my grandfather, they gave me, the Queen's family tree, which is just in German. Today, the Queen's family tree, they tell everyone she plays Scottish. She's Scottish. No, her mother's, her grandfather, okay, the Queen Elizabeth's grandfather, right, one of the kings, was in love, madly in love with Victoria too, or I think it was Victoria, the daughter of the mother. Who cares? Was in love with the Scottish culture. Absolutely in love with the Scottish culture. They completely redesigned Buckingham Palace to represent everything Scottish. They needed an image, and the image that they were portraying in their kilt and everything, that's not theirs. It really is not theirs. They are pure ancient Romanian. Nothing to do with the Scottish, okay? And you look at the, what's his name, Robert the Bruce and all that. Apparently, they were all, that's why the expression, and not the expression, but the story about Dracula's castle was owned there. There were children there that were brought there and stuff. There's a lot of truth to that. Not the movie, but the ideal around Dracula's castle, which was owned by royalty, by the way. Yeah, you guys check him out. Absolutely. He's a hell of a good guy. We have a lot of fun. Funny guy too. If only money could grow on trees, Riley. You said it, man. It's true. It is the devil. When somebody told me that money's the devil, I never said anything against that one, because in reality, some people do some really screwed up stuff. Some people kill their family members to get money. Destroy their relationships to get money, their own names to get money. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely would love that. Press thumbs up, bigots. Hey, Mr. Jason John Swartz. Jason just did a stream related to the arc. It was talking about a whole bunch of other things, but it is interesting because they're real scientists are digging up where they declared having found the arc quite a few years ago. That was really interesting, Jason. How's it going, my brother? I love you, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting my channel. We get a lot of people that go over here to my brother's channel, whether you agree or not. I'm not forcing, don't break a leg. Go once, you don't like it, leave. Same for my channel. But thanks to a lot of you that did go over to this channel. Quite a few of you, and I appreciate that. Excuse me. Me. Paul says, Riley, money grows on my trees. I'll tell you what, guys, money is a tree. And the reason why we don't understand the secrets behind the creation of this monetary system, we call it a mystery. Mystery. I did not see Riley. Leah rocks. Leah rocks. There's his channel, guys. My brother's channel. If you guys do want to check it out, go right ahead. Mr. Pat Crossure. Another one on a diet, watching his weight. Below 200 pounds himself. He lost a shitload of weight too. Inspiring. I'll tell you, Pat, we'll be sexy in a couple of months. Yep. Karen, how are you? Appreciate the smashing of the thumbs. Well, the thumbs up, actually. Don't smash my thumbs. Merci beaucoup, Béa. Bien apprécié. As someone already told Bruce, the moon is made of cheese. What type of cheese would it be? If it was cheese, it would have to be a melted cheese because I don't know. I just imagine them walking on the moon. I've had dreams of that, actually suffocating and drowning on the moon because I was stuck I always thought the moon could be like quicksand. Not necessarily plasma on my end, but Are you real, Mary? Yes, she is. Of course, she's been here for ages. She goes, I'm not that old. Not ages, but a while. Everyone says my footage is ages old. Had a troll in here call me crybaby, so I banned them. Oh, thank you. I thought it was something going on between you guys. No, absolutely. I appreciate that, you guys. You'd be respectful of the wrenches, you'd be careful, but yeah, somebody pissing you off here, calling you a nutcase or whatever, saying bye bye. We have to respect each other here. No, insulting each other. We can disagree with each other completely, though. No problems with that. But yeah. Who's the crybaby now? Yeah, Darla. I went to see a very short length of time of it. I'm really happy to see you all that were there. And absolutely. Absolutely, for fuck's sake. My favorite expression. I say that a lot. Yes, the real Wayno. Absolutely. Wine lover here. I admit it. Kind of cheese, though. Yeah, like what kind was like? Is it like a brie or a brie or I have no idea cheese names. I was a cheapo cheese buyer. Cheese fanatic, I would buy Petit Québec. That was the only cheese I was buying. Or Black Diamond strong cheese. Or Kraft or anything of that. The Moon T, aka surviving Death Star from the Tiamat Wars, circa 12,500 years ago. What does circa mean? Oh boy, that would sound stupid if I didn't know what circa meant. Since in Latin, yes, Count Derpula. Thanks for coming back. I like the story of it being a Death Star, a Dyson sphere, whatever you want to call it. Maybe a UFO itself. It's hollowed out. We hear about the bells that rang when they dropped some really heavy shit on the moon. And apparently it rang like a bell. We don't know if it's true or not, but it's interesting stories. I'll tell you, very interesting stories when we think of it that way. And I'm going to scroll all the way down now. That's why I like it when you stop by. I get lots of messages from people that I do believe that are highly placed. And honestly, they would never have to do anything else but just stop by and give me a little message, and which I got quite a few this week, actually. Jason, say hello to the granddaughter. Thanks, you guys, and to family, of course. Hey, I hope the fist is doing okay for our friend there. Allowed to grow now. It is for medicinal purposes. Awesome. Absolutely. Everyone's for medicinal purpose, bruh. Just to let you know that. You can do so in Canada, Paul. In Canada, also, you can get a grow license. You can grow for yourself if you don't want to buy from the distributors from the government store, whatever. Yeah, Pat, the keto streams. Monday, he had something up, with he had to go somewhere, but that's where I am on Mondays, guys. Go to Jason's channel. And again, like, go see his last stream. He's got a bunch of topics and stuff, but we do talk about nutrition. Jason has a Patreon, talks about nutrition. He wants to do this like a lot. He loves doing it. He's been doing it for years. I could tell you that I was into keto before my brother, and you'd laugh your freaking asses off by seeing the size of me, of what I was, which I went back again today to look at myself here, and oh my God, guys. That's why no trolls came to my house. I guarantee it. I would look like a big guy. When you look at yourself, and I get a little chill to say, holy shit, this guy is a beef. And I'm literally looking at myself. Didn't think it was that big, but yeah, apparently it turns out I was really big. That's for sure. We learn by our mistakes. Hey, listen, I had a whole bunch of people come here, and I even have some members and patrons that actually attack and join. And at the end of the month, they want the money back, or whatever. So I give it back. It's to make it look like I have some new people coming in, but in reality, there really isn't any new people coming to the channel. And again, I'm careful when I say that because I don't want to insult anyone. We have seen what seems to be somebody new here on the channel. You don't have to subscribe. Would help. It would help if you did, but it's not a necessity, that's for sure. Hope you're enjoying the videos. I know you all are. I tried tuna and spaghetti for dinner today, and it was a rye leg. My favorite. I always did that. I love tuna. And now I got rid of the spaghetti part, and I stuck with the tuna. Tunas your skin. Tones your skin. Tightens your skin. You gotta eat 6-7 cans a month of tuna. I eat it raw, straight out of the can, pinch of proper salt on it, and I just go to town on it. I love it. Instead of eating chocolate bars, or I'm never big on sweets, but better never see a box of cookies. I'll buy 3 boxes of cookies. Well, that's what I'm going to be eating from Monday to Tuesday. And Wednesday, I'll eat just spaghetti. I was bad for that, guys. I'm not going to hide it. I love spaghetti. And I love bologna sandwiches. Why eat anything else? Yeah. See what it did? If you go back and look at me, I look like bologna. It literally looked like bologna. Greetings from the beautiful Rogue Valley. Thank you very much, Star Hunter. Always appreciate you guys. I believe it is. Absolutely. And you'd never know it was tuna. I actually cook it, man. I cook the tuna because the tuna, you get it hard, like scaly skin. It's amazing. I love it. Similar to tuna casserole, says Darla. Brianna J, thank you very much. Hi. Thanks, you guys. Scrolling down here, all the way down, guys. The aliens ultimately do not want nukes to contaminate their universe too. I agree 100,000 million% with you on that. Selfish of them not to care about us mere humans. Haha. Yeah. Well, they care about us not blowing up space or our planet, probably. Can you imagine the debris? I mean, could you imagine the shit humans would do if we blew ourselves up again? Because I think Earth was a little bigger than it was. You know, what's hiding under the sand? What's hiding in Antarctica? I have more respect of the person that does not. I honestly don't believe that any of us, probably most of us, are humans. I believe that we're a mix of a whole bunch of different bloody planets. And apparently, it just so happens that our mixture was needed to make one human. So you got something from maybe the black person, something from the white person, maybe something from a gray alien, then octopus and monkeys, of course. Ooh, ooh. Definitely some DNA. Apparently, we're not from the monkeys. Apparently, the apparently kid, we're not from monkeys, but there are some similarities in our DNA and possibly some traits, when they made us in that test tube or the lab. I'm pretty sure the lab was not underground in a cave. I'm pretty sure that in the past, the buildings, I know it sounds crazy. I believe that the buildings were far more beautiful back in the day. I really believe that. I believe they were far more beautiful. The technology was more advanced. They knew more about science and physics and math. They knew more about, they could do incredible things in art more than what we can do, right? People don't realize that the Stonehenge and everything, they have connections. They would have had to have boiled, like aluminum parts, like 5,000 degrees to be able to bend that and shape and form it. We have problems today, welding with aluminum. It takes special a stick to weld with aluminum because it'll spit back in your face and stuff. We know that today. Back in the days, I think they were far more advanced. I believe that every technology that we use today is all from what we learned from the past. Well, right. Well, they get it here. That's for sure. I'm a little too thankful at times. So people say. Heap of Randall Carlson, very intelligent man. I know a little bit about him. Theory is presented to explain the observed variations of the magnetic field and plasma in the vicinity of the moon. Absolutely. That's exactly what I was looking at just the other day. The interplanetary shield. You got the close shield, the further shield. They say there's plasma, ionized plasma there. And then, what's brought from the solar winds. And they say there's none on the moon. The same way they say that helium-3 is not on Earth because the solar winds, are blocked by the, magnetic field around Earth, which is supposedly even what's blocking, the sunspots. But I don't know anymore. Yoga with Denise, New York in the house. Thank you very much. Right on, Count Derpula. I want to make a high altitude 525. I'm running a little late. I'm going to try to scoot ahead. I want to make a high altitude drone for seeing this and better pictures of the moon and sun. Now I just needed to win the lottery. Yeah, I totally hear you on that. Having access to things like that. Yeah, we go up into the many thousands of dollars and we're automatically screwed. Thank you, Darla. You guys want to mail me some UFOs? That's the place to do it. Norma C, if you're listening, I thank you very much for the contributions and thank you for sending me a letter as you always do. And Jason will also be thanking you if you're listening, Norma C. Everything. Wow. I'll let my brother mention it himself on his end. We sure do love to leave junk laying around. Yes, we do, man. All over space and Earth, of course. Giant magnet around and collect all the shit up there. Exactly. People could do it, Froggy Zombie, right here on the ground, eh? Pick up meteorite parts also right here. Queensland Aussie. Right on. Hey, my friend from Germany, Guten Tag. Montreal, Canada here. Yeah, you're definitely from Canada. That's... All Canadians automatically didn't even think twice about it. Yeah, Canada. Definitely Canada. Ukranada is one I enjoy also. Hang tight. We're about to turn into Israel Ada because we're going to be funding that war too. You can be sure of it. Making rubble in Gaza. Going to pay for it. Susan Ravella, how are you? Hello, Bruce and everyone. What did I miss? Nothing. Bruce is taking too long to talk here. Thank you very much, Anika, for everything. Azil, thank you very much. Zichevsky, thank you. Right on. Welcome, Azil. Thank you, my friend. Moving on up, scrolling on down. What if the evil one already has control over all nukes? Count Derpula, well, the good news is that we're not going to feel a thing because I'm pretty sure if the elites want to finish us off quickly, it would be one zap, you know. But, yeah. The moon is cartwheeling through a sky, wax to wane every day. Probably is. Can't say that I haven't seen it flipping because it definitely does. And you know what? Probably even delayed reaction, Stephen A, where we're not seeing the whole flipping of it, right? So we see it like that, and we see it back like that, and we see it like that. But in reality, it's, flipping. Thanks, Oliver. And Valleyfield too, very flat here. When dogs and cats run away from the owners around here, we see them for days because it's all flat here. I stole that joke from a comedian, by the way. I did not make that up. Bruce is all definitely possible to clean up, travel the same orbit direction as most debris, have high magnetic and, yes, electrostatic field to attracting things, and adhesive. Yes, very adhesive. Works better over time. Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, magnetic field there. I mean, literally everything, sticks, like that show where you see spoons sticking to somebody. Space would definitely be like that for sure. I was a surveyor, and if I had not correct for Earth curvature over long distances, my traverse would not have closed. My traverse would not have closed. Yeah, no, listen, you want to talk to somebody about flat Earth, talk to some pilots. A lot of pilots, they'll be able to tell you, things that you're not ever going to be able to see or even understand if you've never gone up into a plane or as high as some of the pilots have gone. Means a lot, Darla. Thank you very much. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's interesting, eh? It really is interesting. I'm just learning this stuff. I'm no genius. I do not know everything about the moon. I don't know anybody that does, but I'm telling you. Hey, Azil, thanks a lot, man, for coming back. We love you, man. Thank you. Nice to see you, bro. Yeah, gravitational field higher in one area. Yeah, and and that causes a domino effect of a lot of things to happen. You have the ozone layer over Antarctica that is now opening up because it opens up in September and October, and it's bigger than it's ever been. Azil, thanks again for the support, brother. I tell you guys, if it wouldn't be for you all, I wouldn't even be here. I really appreciate you all coming back to keep the channel afloat because the views went way down. Go look on Social Blade, guys. I am no liar. It went down when I was down to 19,000 views a month. That's just fucking ridiculous. Okay. I haven't had 19,000 views since 2011 on my channel, which is absolutely ridiculous. So the more I show, you saw the suppression, right? The Navy came out and said, we are not going to disclose anymore anything UFO related. They're hiding their asses. They're probably destroying files right now, like Helm, head of the CIA, did back in the days with the MK Ultra files, right? Project Paperclip and all that. That's a bunch of bullshit. You can imagine they do the projects, they get caught, and then they just destroy the projects and they blame each other. They say, well, they have all these frontal organizations that they hide all their stuff in. Look at the data boxes and everything, what the Navy's doing. The Navy says, well, I don't know. It's the NRO that's responsible knowing about that. I don't know anything about that. They ask about satellites and they say the military, I don't know. Ask the Navy or ask the Army or ask the Pentagon or the CIA. They're always pushing themselves aside as not being responsible for anything going on. And the only ones responsible for telling us the truth is and are the governments of every bloody country. But not everybody knows that the governments are all going to have to be taken down, honestly, reformed, new system and stuff. So the more we see things go down, the better we will be. Yes, some of us will lose our homes. Some of us will lose everything, right? Even family members probably, but that's what it's going to take for the new system. And I'm not talking about the new shit world order. I'm talking about for peace to arrive, because it's never going to be that there's not somebody good trying to bring the good to earth there, right? Even if it's on the outskirts of our own planet. This planet, I heard, was surrounded by ships and lights, guys. Is it true? I don't know, but I would believe that it's perfectly half of the surface. See, there's another thing. Not darn it. Let me get something to drink, guys. There we go again. Darla, Pat, tout le monde au Quebec, everyone in Quebec, look outside. Montrealers, look at the bloody sky right now. The incredible precipitation floating high up in the atmosphere and stratosphere. Why? Bill Gates was supposed to block out the sun, and then we never heard anything about it. So we get little glimpses of stuff that they're going to do, but we never hear of the outcome. They never tell us what's going to happen. We have to guess. I like that. It's funny you say that. They say that we are in orbit, elliptical orbit, like an elastic around the sun, and that planets are corkscrewing, right? When you think of, young at school, they teach you that's Earth. Earth is turning as it's turning around the sun, but they're not telling you that it's doing all this shit and tilting and flipping, right? Lazarus Project, thank you very much, man. And Mod Squad, thank you very much. Same. Let me scroll down here. Evening, folks. Somebody said it, and I just missed it. Is it Chantal? No, it's Ruth. Kelly, how are you? No, sorry about that. Hello, Ruth. Missed the last 2 weeks, Darla. I've been up to my eyeballs with life. I'm sorry to hear about that, Ruth. I love you very much, though, for sticking around. A lot of you go through a lot of stuff. Yeah, I mean, especially with all the shit that is going on around the earth. Yep, I think they went, but that doesn't mean the pictures are real. I like hearing that, Anthony Williams. That's a smart person saying that. That's how I see it. Many edited. Yep. No large ship. Like one astronaut mentioned, visitors are back. Yeah, there's a lot to it. I talked with His Highness from this community. Also, a lot about it. He partly believes that, or believes fully that, yeah, there was a moon launch. They went to the moon. He's open-minded enough to say, not saying he's confirming it, but can't deny that if they went and didn't tell the public how they went, well, people would not know, because that's the understanding that I came when I was talking with some people that said that we did go to the moon. I got lots of people that follow me here, guys, that do believe that they went to the moon and have family members that work for NASA, so I have much respect on that. I don't want to insult anyone, say that, your families are liars. They wouldn't have known. I believe in theory that astronauts were working by the thousands, right? There was lots of people on the missions, and they were working for real theories and real, ideals to be able to create an oxygen suit. And I have a friend right here who lives not far away from me, a lady friend that worked on the buses with me when I was working on the medical buses. She was working on some other buses too, and her family member made the oxygen packs. Okay, the whole plan, blueprint plan for the oxygen packs that the astronauts would be holding in the very famous Apollo mission, close to the 70s. Still have not been confirmed whether it was the 11 or the 17. She didn't tell me, but he worked on the car, on the rover. I have a picture here, actually. Where the hell did I put that picture? I didn't want to take 2 seconds. Most of you saw it, but a picture of even the president of Mexico, Cernan, the astronauts who did pass away, I think, all in their regular, clothing, sitting on the rover. A lot of them got divorced when they were working on these missions and projects. It's not for nothing. They did not want the information to be leaked out. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if NASA was forcing them to get divorced by their wives. Give me a second if I had that image. That's a really cool image that nobody has online. Nobody in the world has that. It was taken by a person that passed away, a friend of the family. There we go. Let me clean it up here. There we go. Maybe some of you won't give a crap about it, but for me, it's always very exciting. Let it dry, and it should not be a glare. And maybe some of you will recognize some of the people. Boy, it was dusty. So was the mission, but anyway, so okay, we can't really see anything, can we? Well, over here you have Cernan. You have another astronaut here. Maybe Hatfield's father. No, I'm kidding. Some of these were over here on this side. That's all the replacement. I didn't pull out enough weeds this week. I guess look at the nice black nails. Awesome. Sorry, Mom. You can see in the background there, the clean nails. Over here, those are astronauts, guys, that were spare astronauts. You see how miniature they are? You see how friggin' small they are? Over on the where's the person that I knew, family member, passed away. This man created the oxygen packs for Apollo mission. It was working on the rover. You can see the rover right there as they're all sitting on it. I really don't understand what the president of Mexico is doing there. I don't know. But anyways, it was an awesome image. Again, it's an image that is not archived at all, right? So I thought that was pretty cool. Bobana is here. Starlink satellites will continue to fail because less is more. That's right. They will be continuing to fail. We're going to see a lot of it. There you go, Susan. Well, I'm telling you, they were having a beer for sure because they've been pissing a lot these days. For sure. Well, Bruce, Magic Rose, I appreciate that. Thank you very much for the thumbs up, you guys. Don't get me started. Yes, I hear you. Bobana, thanks, eh? Teresa McLaren. I always wanted a McLaren. Hi, Bruce. Brothers sending love and light from Glasgow, Scotland. Very beautiful Glasgow, Scotland. Thank you very much, my friend. And thanks for coming back, Teresa. I appreciate that. It's public announced since 2019 and gone on for long. So it's no secret. Let me scroll down here. Awesome, Bobana. Thanks a lot for being here. Yep. A sneaky one, a sticky one, eh? It's even better money. Honestly, even better money. Nasty angels, yeah. Gold and silver are real money. Absolutely. I suggest everyone to buy gold and silver if you have money. Good luck. I don't have enough to buy it, but if I did, I would. I was beautiful gift from a person that was trying to destroy my life, Lisa Eckerly. But hey, thanks for the silver coin. Never understood that. His Highness also gave me a nice coin with beautiful motif on it and everything. I mean, I'm keeping that. That something goes down, something crashes, you got yourself $100 in your pocket for sure. It's worth it. Snow is dandruff. Well, I guess I'm living on a dirty part of the head because I get a lot of it down here falling. That damn dandruff from the sky. There you go. Yeah, that's what I said. Exactly. Absolutely. Prince Charles said he was related to, Robert the Bruce, the Impaler, Dracul. Exactly. And TETs, I saw him personally say it himself. And he was smiling about that. He goes, he actually said, I'm sure it's the same interview you saw. He said that his bloodline was already implanted in the ground because of his family. You know, ancient Romanian, these guys had nothing to do with anything Scottish. Absolutely. Brother, I thank you very much, man. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you. Thanks, Paul. Wow, man. You guys, we blocked the sun with those chemtrails, or we gone microwaved and cooked up like a muffin. Yes, Oliver Klein, you know it. You and I know it. Bruce, my granny said it was a green cheese because the moon used to look green. She was. I like that. I like what you said. Grandmother was a smart lady. She's not lying, eh? People remember seeing the moon green. I believe it. I believe it. And you just confirmed something for me, Susan Ravella. When the moon hits you, well, sorry, when the moon, I cannot sound. I'm even forgetting what I was going to say. When the moon was closest to Earth, you have the perigee. It's far, apogee. Sorry. Perigee close, apogee far. When it was at its perigee, the moon was very close to Earth. I filmed it. Do all of you remember? It was probably around the time that you just gotten here, or maybe a little bit before or during. I filmed the moon and was able to show it. Get this, guys, with my P900 that it was friggin' green. You all know, those of you that have a P900, it doesn't film anything else but brown. Everything is brown. The moon's brown, unless you're filming today. But if you're filming the moon at night, it is totally yellow and brown, unless you change it. Chris Hood, thank you very much from the UK, you guys. Yeah, Vlad the Impaler, Robert the Bruce. I guess are the same people, eh? If I'm not mistaken. Sure, all right, Count. Charles Robbins, goat cheese melts in your mouth, not in your hand. So the moon could be made of goat cheese, my friend. Wouldn't want to send up any of the jihadists up there. They love their goats. Import cheese from France is best. I imagine so. I'm shocked the flat earth trolls are nowhere to be found. UFO hunters, that's easy because I'm being held back. I can make a video confirming that the earth is flat and they're not going to get any trolls coming by unless I tell them something's on the moon, though, boy, then you're going to be pissed. Thank you very much, TETs. It's all about the feta, but cheddar is better. I prefer cheddar too. I like the feta cheese though. I do like feta. I'm certified cray cray. That's why. Yeah, same. I think the cray cray ones are the smart ones. Christina Pisani, thank you very much for being here. The moon was put there hundreds of thousands of years ago. It's not a good place, she feels. It's where you go when you're abducted, run by bad ETs, and why it has always scared me, Christina, when I show some of the structures that I found on the moon, which is something extremely scary, very scary, especially that they're not talking about it. Yeah, can't stand it. There you go. Oh, yeah. Smoked cheese. Now you're talking. Hey, you said it. Where else do you want the people watching the Earth go? Right? They're going to go to the moon. I don't think they'd be watching us from Mars, or because if they're already on Mars, they wouldn't have to quasi project into this physical world, right? So if we're seeing things project into this physical world, why are we seeing them project over Earth? Because they know exactly where to project themselves. They bend space and time to the right frequency. Humans know this now. You bend it to travel through time through the right frequency. Can't travel back into the past, apparently. More and more, they're seeing that you can't. You can go around a black hole and return to your first position, but you can only go back in time and lose about an hour for some reason, which is scary because most people that do lose time sometimes lose about an hour, right? I've lost more the other day. A family member that has also before. Truth. Yes, Christina. I am scrolling down now. Chris Hood is here. Everyone's here. Let me scroll down. Earth would look like a busted football without water. You're very smart. As a matter of fact, are you an astronaut? Because, anyways, I believe, I'm not making fun of you. I'm serious. I believe that that's exactly what it looks like. I said it myself, a squashed in, only halfway basketball. You said it even better because it's not round. And you're probably right. And that's exactly, I agree with you. That's what I was talking about, concave, convexed, right? You see a whole entry, and Earth that you're looking at, it could be a tunnel. It really could be that these high edges are all around Earth. And that's why, hey, Crosshatch, that's why a lot of people say, Bruce, do you believe in the theory that we're on the moon inside of a crater? It's a very interesting theory. Very interesting. Watching every move, says Chris. We are the ant farm. Yeah, I call it the fridge Earth, right? Of the solar system. We've gone from a fun project to overrunning the place. If we can't control ourselves, maybe they need a reality check from them. And me, Chris, is what I believe is going to happen. We got Stephen Greer talking about it. Lots of confirmation, whether we like him or not. I got nothing against the guy. You know, he's brought a lot of information to the table. Am I skeptical about some things? Hey, I'm skeptical about what I'm finding myself. You know, I'm open-minded enough to believe in all theories, though. Yep, they keep changing that learning system for everyone. Yes, Susan Ravella. Yes, Susan Ravella. Absolutely had one of those last Christmas here. Isn't it? Chino Man says we are fixed, unmovable, or the stars and planets would change. Well, they revolve around us. Like we do see in the night sky the stars. You know, if you're looking in the south, you know, and east, they're coming up. They're coming up over the horizon, and then you look to northwest, and you just see, you know, the Big Dipper in the sky going down, 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 and all the stars are going down, down, down in the horizon. And it could be that it is us that is turning and that everything else is fixed, or like you said, we are fixed and everything's turning around us. But I believe more in the Santa Claus than you know, there being two genders. I'll tell you that. Actually, more than two genders, I meant. Hakuna Lily. Steve in the house. Thank you very much. First was staged, then they did it there, but not gone to the moon by that. So Oliver Klein, Andrew Basiago, says that he was in a teleportation device, a Stargate, that was, appearing directly on the planet Mars and all that. So very interesting. Other countries have confirmed evidence of Apollo activities in later years. That's true. Listen, I have seen some proof also, man. I've seen videos that seems to prove that they went to space. It's the green screens and hiding certain truths that they did. So they were hiding something, and maybe it's just because of that they went and they're hiding what they saw up there. So it's very interesting. Rudolph was an alcoholic. That's why he had a red nose. 1970s Capricorn. Will do, Channel Man. Thank you, my friend. And here, know anyone who can't say where they work? Say secret job. Yeah, it's sort of putting them on the spot, eh? Yeah. Where do you work? Where do you work? Huh. Like when I was a paste up artist, putting hidden messages and symbols and signs. I love it, guys. Menus, etc. People didn't know what I was doing in print. That's awesome. If you zoom up on my images, I have images and even messages to trolls inside of the images where I place a little sentence inside of a crater. Even have my face inside of one crater going, "This is mine," inside of the image. If someone was to post that image and say that they found that on the moon, I could literally go to his channel, zoom up on that section and say, "My name's right there." You could see it for yourselves on his channel. So that's sort of like metadata, old school, without actually using real metadata. Because I do have metadata in all my images, by the way. Santa's real, but the photos are fake. Yeah, exactly. Santa's probably from the moon and a little gray alien. So let's slap a beard on that bugger and make him fat. I agree with that. Okay, the earth is flat, but we are inside and the flat is wrapped around us. Yeah, it could be. Could absolutely be, much like a ship. Yeah. If we knew what we do not know, we would know a lot. Yes, Froggy Zombie, very true. Absolutely true. Are them moon crickets? You got to wonder what they are. I'm telling you. Okay, the ones that they're posting. Yeah, it could be. I just weigh less. Holy shit, Bruce is walking around in shoes and we can't hear him. Because when I used to leave, this is probably what you saw when I was bigger and I used to go get a coffee. Probably see my computer shaking the shit out of itself as I walked through the valley. Feeling a little stupid this evening. Sorry. We all have our moments, I think. You see? Absolutely. Chris worked in naval defense, making parts for UK US radar systems. That must be interesting. Signed an OSA. Yeah, I believe it. I knew nothing of my final system, just a part of it. And that was it. Not very James Bond, I'm afraid. Well, it's all deliberate. So Chris will probably even vouch for what I'm saying, is that he was his work and is whatever he was doing with other people, they compartmentalized you. You were limited on knowing what you had to do on a certain piece. And once that piece flew out of there, you had no friggin' idea where it went to and what they were doing on it, or probably even what you were doing. You knew what you were doing, but not everybody knew what those pieces were and whatnot. They compartmentalize everything to hide stuff, Must be an interesting job, though. Right on, Oliver. I do the same. Maybe that's what's making me stupid. Hobbit Astro, man. I believe that some of the aliens are very small. Look at the Ebens that are 39 inches. Interesting. They're all talking about Nephilim and giants. I'm not saying it's not true. Was it His Highness brought a hell of a good one up on Jason's stream when he talked about Imagine for the giants, the ship for giants. And you go, oh, whoa, because the ark, you imagine it filled up with people, right? Because it's huge. You got animals and 3-4 floor. Well, what if it's for giants, right? That was a good one. His Highness, I appreciate you saying that. I never even showed that to anyone. And for me, it was an honor to have interacted with John Lear. For those of you that know Bob Lazar and John Lear, the story where John Lear was brought to Area 51 by Bob Lazar. He contacted me both online, on Facebook. I confirmed a friend request with John Lear. John Lear wrote a very nice message in the last video that I posted. And I remember him telling me, we were talking about a lot of people that were bullshitting with images, and John Lear got very mad at people who fake moon images. And I'm not saying he would attack the channel, but he didn't have to. He had his crew, 5,000 people watching him on YouTube. And he spoke very well about my research. He got me on Project Camelot to be able to be interviewed by a lot of people, a lot of MUFON investigators. I personally spoke by my friend who's been running for Congress, Jackson. Also got me connected to be able to speak to the founder of MUFON in the States. Director, sorry, I keep saying founder. Sorry about that. Probably founder. The director, directly on a telephone. I mean, my research did get out there to a bunch of people, but indirectly. And obviously, they don't advertise who they're talking to. If you go look on YouTube, the ufologists on YouTube, often their channels are very quiet because they're just doing stuff in the background, not really talking. So let's go see that now. I think I left it up here. I'm going to share the screen with us all. So when did the plasma theory all begin, right? It began quite a long time ago. And when it did, thank you very much, His Highness. When it did, Mr. Powell from Gilligan's Island. Let's go see here. It's a 9-minute 33 video, okay? When he starts talking about the plasma theory, he starts at 3 minutes and 22 seconds. That rings a bell, that number. Some skull and bone sort of thing, right? So get this. Let's go right here to, before we talk, I'm just going to play it. Hopefully you will hear it. So this guy, Professor Foster, the facts are such undeniable and must be accepted. It's what really bothered me with him saying, and it must be accepted because it comes from Oxford, and Oxford is the last say, and he continues to embellish himself and his ideas and theories. He confirms that no one's going to go to the moon, and even if I don't believe that we saw how they went, if they went, because don't forget, everyone says Bruce does not believe they went to the moon, and it's not true, because I said it many years ago that if they went, we didn't know, or we don't know how they went, and I have no proof that they didn't go. If we see bloody astronauts always talking about there supposedly being stuff up there, so let's see if we can hear the volume of this. Not knowledge as such, but he was inspired to come up with this theory. There's no knowledge to this there. There's no friggin' mathematical equations or facts. Not knowledge as such, but an indication and a guidance, which, listen to this.
Which I followed and which I worked very hard to evolve into a new structure of understanding.
He tried to evolve the theory into a new structure of understanding. He declares that science has to be changed because it's irrelevant, right? And then he's asked, do you find that all science, since Aristotle, is irrelevant? He goes, no, of course not. And continues on about talking about Oxford. So we're at 254. Watch what you see that 99% of everyone that comes here, and a lot of them, you guys, I'm not going to compare it with this family. You guys bring a lot of smart people here, smarter than me. But in general, do you see how everybody has the same theories that are shared? When I brought out theories that there were biological creatures, that there were clouds and smokes and mist, people were like, well, it's swamp gas, because everyone talks about the swamp gas, whether it be methane that is actually seeping out of the craters. I mean, I don't know. I don't really care. I just know that there are some beings up there. Maybe they always have been there. Maybe they're like us, stuck in their own firmament and bubble, that they can't come to our planet. But there's definitely someone that is traveling from planet to planet. But and again, see how I just did that? There's definitely someone traveling planet to planet. We don't have any proof of that. So he's pretty much done, I think. Let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. So that was 12 years ago that he came up with that. So this is 1965 that we're looking at. So that brings us back to 1955 minus 2 years, 53. Already going back there, almost at the end of the war. And of course, look at the primitive boat flying, swimming behind this guy. And they think that they're all, so advanced. Theoretical analysis. What's his name there? Dyson. He himself is a theoretical astrophysicist. Theoretical, right? That's what we're doing. We're all theoretical scientists, I find, because we're all, coming up with our own ideals and whatnot. And again, I'm not going to hide that astrophysicists say that 99% of space is plasma, but doesn't mean the solid objects are a plasma, right? What happens to what happens to ionized gas, plasma, in the coronal mass ejection or solar storm? It's projected very quickly out and away because of the magnetic polarity, depending on the magnetic works. We'll say like Biden works, the magnetic works, because the whole friggin' universe revolves around magnetism, right? Nikola Tesla studied magnetism. You understand magnetism, you understand everything. You can do what you want with the planet. And if Nikola Tesla was able to do that a long time ago, okay, before he died in his apartment with a penny in his pocket, so they say in New York, they suppressed him, Nikola Tesla, throughout the years. And it was a patent theft, right? We have Thomas Edison himself stole his patents and forced him to repair generators, and told him, Nikola Tesla, he would be given 50, I think, or $55,000 if he was able to repair the generators. He worked for Thomas Edison. He did repair those generators, and he repaired them without being paid, and he wasn't paid a cent. And the other one said, you're pretty naive if you thought I was going to pay you all that money for having repaired my, thugs. They're thugs. They wanted to steal the patents because they were elites, right? The Rothschilds, Klaus Schwab and Prince Charles and all that, they've been together on platforms in the World Economic Forum for years, 60, 70 years ago. They were all talking about the globalization, indoctrination, and the Depop and everything. They were talking about that for ages. Over here, we have, this is really short, but I did want to. Newsflash. I was looking at the news. I'm sick of the suppression that they're doing with the UFO news. I'm telling you, it is getting ridiculous. Let's go ahead here. I didn't think I'd left that in. So yeah, real quickly, more eyes in the sky. NRO building new satellites to deliver 10 times more signals and images. But people are going to be saying, one guy told me, well, that's good, you dumbass, because we're going to get better television. No. Major General Christopher Povak, I don't know who the hell he is either, we're advancing the capabilities we put in space and on the ground. But for what? For this. The National Reconnaissance Office is on track to dramatically increase the number of spy satellites it relies upon to collect intelligence. The agency's deputy director, Major Jen Kripovac, whatever, said today, yesterday, October 10th. I don't know, whenever the hell the date is. October 10th. I should have checked the date before starting this. I went through the news, up to date news, space news, UFO news. There are no UFO news from News Nation. Nothing. It goes back. There's nothing from India. There's nothing from any country talking about anything new UFO related. The whistleblowers, which is close to 50, over 50 now, there's more and more. It created a domino effect. It's just a matter of time. A lot of you are telling me, but it is a matter of time before they bring that bloody truth out. I promise you. It's going to be something incredible. Hey, y'all, you want to keep your eyes up in the sky for this, guys. The Ring of Fire solar eclipse will slice across Americas on Saturday with millions along its path. It's going to kill millions. No, I'm kidding. Not going to kill anyone. Hope not. In the States, you guys are going to see something incredible. You have the full exposed view of it, parts of Canada also. And guess what? We're going to see a complete ring of fire. And that is due to the distance of, whatever bullshit that they say. But either way, we're going to see a ring of fire. I showed on the last stream in the I don't know when, in the future, we're not going to see eclipses the same way. In the future, that's the only thing we're going to see with eclipses. We're going to see the ring of fire. So that should make a really nice image, guys. I can't wait. I can't wait to try that, to see if I can capture this. And it's going to be on Saturday. Hopefully it won't rain. We're up to day 7, guys. Bullshit weather, lots of rain. So that's something interesting. And for those that don't know, well, quite simply, an annular eclipse, that was my neck. An annular eclipse is viewed from a waterfront park in Yokohama, Japan. That's the image. Okay. Tens of millions in the Americas will have front row seats for Saturday's rare ring of fire. I've never seen one. Eclipse of the sun. What's called the annular solar eclipse, better known as a ring of fire, will briefly dim the skies over parts of the western U.S. and central South America. As the moon lines up precisely between Earth and the sun, it will blot out all but the sun's outer rim. A bright blazing border will appear around, like in the image that we just saw, around the moon for as much as 5 minutes. We should get a good chance of getting it, hopefully. Wowing sky gazers along a narrow path stretching from Oregon to Brazil. Lucky Christy's going to have the moon over her house tomorrow. Saturday. Lucky her. Yeah, coming, by the way. Well, for those that want to know, it's cool. A prelude to the solar eclipse that will sweep across Mexico, the eastern half of the U.S. and not the UFC, the U.S. and Canada in 6 months. Unlike Saturday, when the moon is too far from Earth to completely cover the sun from our perspective, the moon will be at the perfect distance on April 8th, 2024. So whatever, you're going to see a very different I don't know if I should put the volume up on this. I'm going to leave the volume off and I'm only going to play it. Alex Jones was sorry, that's not true. Sky News Australia. Do we have some Australian friends here? I love watching Sky News Australia. I get a lot of information about Canada and around the world. Of course, any media, take it with a grain of salt. They're not truthful about everything, but honestly, Sky News, we got nothing to approach them about. I think they're doing pretty good on some of the stories that I listen to. Listen to this. Okay, I'm going to play it, but I'm going to talk for him. Our friend here, James Morrow, is explaining. He works there, and this is a recycled, dump area. It's all fiberglass. These are for eolians. Already, they just invented eolians, the ideal, and never have they recycled them. They're cut up to make, bad dust in the air because, listen, that is fiberglass. Looks like cigarette butts all over the frickin' place. U.S. report with James Morrow is talking about this area where all the broken pieces wind up there since day one, since they started first building the eolians, and they never, ever recycled them. Imagine. That's what, a UFO on the moon, you think? That's me on a bad day. Thanks for watching, everyone. It was a really short news today, but hey, there's nothing else in the news. I was surprised that there's absolutely nothing else in the news. Was I nude? Was I nude? Hey, thanks, His Highness. Check out the last video, guys, if you want to see if I interacted with John Lear. Say to yourself, the people showing the truth about UFOs will probably have interacted with John Lear, right? I know a few liars that interacted with John Lear also, but again, John Lear was in contact with the true people and the liars because he was sticking his nose in all those channels and finding out where shit was happening, like he's always done, with the Pentagon. He brought up at a Pentagon meeting my research. Didn't say, hey, Bruce Schwartz, this guy. He just said this guy, amateur from Quebec with a 14-inch telescope, showed this on the moon, and the Pentagon confirmed to John Lear, we knew about those buildings since the end of the 1800s. Even though the Pentagon hasn't been there since the 1800s, it's that the information has been around since the end of the 1800s. Vatican archives, guaranteed that that's where they are. Yes, Cat, I am. Spare astronauts when, most of them probably never even went up. But and they're finding water bubbles, oxygen bubbles around the space station too. You see that astronaut that had a big ass bubble of water in his face and his helmet? Father worked with astronauts doing those up and down flights, simulating weightlessness. Absolutely. I mean, they did go through a training. And yeah, spare astronauts, quite a few spare astronauts. If something happened, even if it wasn't, let's say if it really wasn't real, let's say, in theory. Okay. Well, they're still going to have to hire and get spare astronauts and prepare, and so that everything was perfect. Whether Stanley Kubrick participated in making some fake movies, for the public or not, I think it could possibly be that we went to the moon, guys. Honestly, His Highness, everyone, I'm serious. I don't think, I think I know that they did not show the public because it would be something secretive. Who knows? What did they go there to do? To save somebody? Did they go there to get the Mona Lisa? Did they go there to bomb the moon, to nuke the moon? Remains something very, very scary. I want to thank each and every one of you for having taken the time to stop by this channel. Thank you very much, everyone. Okie dokie. Hey, Bangor, Northern Ireland. Thank you very much. My Irish friends in the house, thank you very much. Yeah, I got a good laugh too when I heard spare astronauts. Hey, thank you everyone for the generous contributions also. If you're here, it's an amazing contributions if you're here on this channel. Leah and Paul, Anika, thank you very much. And thanks for that beer, Paul, and everyone. And thanks for the interest that you have in the channel. If you're not subscribed to this channel and you're new or you find that the work is interesting, it would help me a lot grow this channel if you subscribe to it. I'd really appreciate that. What kind of ships would go to a plasma moon? Wouldn't they get as sticky? Oh yeah, they'd never even make it close to the plasma. I'll tell you that. How close can we go to the moon with a probe? Not very close. Oh, we can go through it, and they say through it. I think through the corona. Corona's 50,000 plus degrees, and on the surface of the moon, we're talking 9,999, 10,000 degrees. So we're talking 40 plus some thousand degrees less hot on the sun, even though they say that it's not solid. I think it is. I honestly think it is. Absolutely. In China, man, we actually can eat gold now. You really can. Gold flakes, real 10 karat gold or whatever. You can really eat gold. I know some people that have had surgery, knee problems, that had gold injected into their bone marrow. And one of the friends, my friend Cedric, poor guy, was allergic to the gold that they put inside of his body. And Cedric had problems all of his life, walking around, muscle problems and stuff like that. Hell of a good guy too. Watching a live trial and saw a glitch type edit. Well, LA, that's like the asteroid Bennu, when they brought back the sample, nobody saw it without the cut. They cut it over to the bloody video of the parachute. It's freaking ridiculous. It gets me so mad when I see that because it's obvious. There you go. Yeah, because you're a real Scottish. Exactly. All the Scots know for sure. But Scottish know more than the English, I think. Look at the secret societies, the Scottish rites, and the everything, that revolves around the Scottish secret. I'm telling you. Right on, Mickey Scott. Got to thinking, have you thought about the frequency of our planets in a musical sense? Of course. Of course. The same way Albert Einstein, people say that he played the violin. He did not. He played the same note over and over on the violin because hearing the note, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. He never explained it that way, but I know for a fact that when he heard the vibrations of the violin and when he could hear it bouncing around in a room, depending on where he was, inside or outside. It really is an incredible comparison when you want to compare the universe and the effects of what could be happening around. Like Confucius walked around the desert, they said, and just thought and analyzed and observed everything. Yeah, I believe it because being observant is what tells us everything. We don't have to be observant today because everything was written. You don't have to know if the moon is plasma or not on your own because it's already been researched, right? Wrong. Well, yes, it's been researched, but wrong giving up on doing your own research, right? So he said it himself, this Professor Foster from Oxford, told us that science is going to have to be reinitialized, completely changed. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm changing it for sure, and I guarantee you cannot land on plasma. I know that much, even though it's just a theory, right? But again, people aren't crazy with the plasma theories because there is plasma all around the planet. Okay, interplanetary shield, the planetary shield, thick, not thick plasma, and you go out, it's the planets and stars, plasma, hydrogen, fusioning. It's not. You don't have to be the smartest person in the world to do a little bit of research to have enough information where you're saying, wait a minute, it's not that NASA or scientists are lying. They're leaving out the important stuff. And unless somebody mentions it, they're not going to repeat it. So is that Rod R? Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you, Rod R, becoming a member. And of course, those of you that have already been members and reinitiated the members, I thank you very much. YouTube doesn't always say it, just says new member. And I appreciate that, Rod R. Gina Stalls. Yes, exactly. And the father that just passed away right before the Queen, Mother Queen Elizabeth, was the owner of that castle in Transylvania, and it is Dracula's castle. It is Dracula's castle. Vlad the Impaler. Like I say, Charles Robbins, it is a small world, and we are all, related to very important people that just are still being spoken about. For sure. For sure, for sure, for sure. It'd be incredible to know exactly how much percent and everything. That'd be really interesting. Thanks a lot, everyone, for coming by, for making my streams always amazing because of you all. When the moon hits your eye like a green plasma pie, that's disgusting. Holy Jesus. We got to laugh, guys. The green moon. Who was it? Mr. Grinch talked about a green moon? Or no? Or is it Dr. Seuss? The Green Moon or something like that? Thanks again, Paul, for being here, brother. Chris and everyone. Oh. Watch that show so much. Bazinga. I I choked trying to imitate his voice, so I'm not going to do it. The Big Bang Theory, for Pete's sakes. I was looking for the name of the bloody show. Bazinga. Thanks for coming by, everyone. What do you think of David Icke and his theories? Jeffrey, thanks a lot. I have nothing but extreme respect for David Icke. And now his son also is doing the same thing, I believe. Lots of incredible things that he brought to the table. I have much respect for somebody who feels that he is a certain person or was a certain person in their other lives or in this day and age. David Icke declared being Jesus Christ. I hope a lot of you know that. I have no opinion even on that. If it was Jesus Christ, the only thing I could bloody say in my head is, are we going to kill him again? Isn't that what anybody and everyone would just do? This guy declares being Jesus Christ. Well, we're going to have to kill him. Like the Son of Christ. We killed him. We're going to have to kill him too. Right? David Icke, I have nothing but respect for him because he knows a lot, knows about the 5G. He has very smart, intelligent, common sense theories and ideals, and not just ideals, facts that he shares. He's well liked. I like him. I do appreciate him. And I'm not dissing him by saying that he's Jesus Christ, but not a lot of people know that. The video is online. He did declare being Jesus Christ. And you know how I see, if he isn't Jesus Christ, Lord knows I won't be confirming or not. If he isn't, David Icke, I believe, is pure as a soul for good and does want to expose the suppression of freedom of speech and what people are trying to share with others. A lot of other people are doing it now. So I think it's very interesting. He has a lot of theories also on what's going on. And honestly, his theories are very realistic. They are very realistic. And it's funny for someone who declares being Jesus Christ. Go see the video, guys. I'm not lying. He doesn't often talk about it. Doesn't often talk about Jesus Christ. Talks about higher beings, talks about, science. Excuse me. Everyone, I had a lot of fun tonight. Fridays and Wednesdays, and not every Saturday, but most Saturdays, even for members. When we get more and more, we will be streaming Saturdays. Like next Saturday, I'll come on and say hi. Come on for an hour to the members. This was supposed to be a live stream for subscribers, but since we lost a lot of subscribers, I would not want the trolls that unsub not to get a chance to come and join in the conversation. So, donut shape, thank you very much, Ruth Kelly. A lot of people talked about donut shape, and I find it interesting. The football shape interesting. The flat earth theory is interesting to me. I have crawl face, and many of you that came and explained to me about curvature. I see it, guys. I'll be honest with you. I see a lot of things on the with the curvature and whatnot. But again, our eyes are round, and I'm very afraid that it could be because of that we're seeing round things. I just wonder how they kill the vampires. Is it a stake through the heart? What were showed back in the day with Peter Cush and Law. But yeah. And listen, back in the days when vampires, they would put a rock in their mouths. If you go back 1700s, 1800s, 1900s, there's all these things that they were doing. Remember back in the days, 1950s, 1940s, people used to be buried like this, right? The bodies stood up. They were like this. Then at one point, eventually, they were like that. They used to put rocks or a sword. Literally, I've seen, not in person, but online, daggers or swords put right through the mouth of the dead supposed vampire, so that when he wakes up, he can't say a spell. How they say sorcery. They would tie certain fingers of people and lock them up so they wouldn't be able to cast spells and stuff. People were very afraid of the spirit world back in the days. People were very afraid, very superstitious. A lot of people are even today very superstitious. Simply superstitious. There you go, Robin. Handbrake, right you are. It's true, eh? Saw a panel on TV years ago, says LA. Can no longer find it. I think it was at the Asimov Center. That rings a bell. Or something, and one guy on the panel had a glass contraption explaining universe. Oh, yeah, LA. I'll try to look for that. I'm pretty sure it's the same video that you're talking about that I saw. I love you, Nika. I love you guys and gals for the amazing support here. The real Wayno, all of you. Please like and subscribe. Thank you, Anika. Thank you, Darla. Please like and subscribe and share. Only thing crazy about Ike is the blue jumpsuit on wagon. Yeah, on wagon. Yes. Yeah. True. New England Dirt Roadie. Planets do change. You mentioned a mouthful there. That's true. Imagine if they all changed and became no longer circular. It's true. And listen, my friend, they're just now studying how planets have been created. I think like hours ago, they're finding out the building blocks of it all. And me, it's just scaring the living hell out of me because all they want to do, like I just showed you, all they want to do is have control. Artificial intelligent programs, they want direct energy weapons. You got the CERN, you got the southern base that is caused earthquakes in New Zealand, contracting government agent contractor. This was leaked through FOIA requests, Freedom of Information Act. Ladies and gents, thank you very much for the incredible support you give this channel. I am going to get off, let you all go and see the last video I posted. If you haven't seen it yet, Darla, by the way, if you notice my black eye keeps showing up and there's no green screen, scary. I believe we are all part alien. And we should not be fighting those of you that believe in God and those of you that believe in aliens, right? And those of you that are atheists, whether we were created by a fart or something natural or a higher being like a god or an alien, we were created. Everything's created. Sore stomachs are created. Headaches are created by events, right? Everything is created. No? Everything was created naturally or not. So, what did one guy tell me? Bruce, you're dealing with demons in the sky. So you know what my reaction was to, and I appreciate everyone's response. You know what my response to that person was? Why did your God create a demon? God created everything over and under the firmament. Are you screaming that to me? So why are you mad at me talking to the demons? You say they're demons. You say hello, but I say goodbye. Anyways. Tycho is the place, my friend. We're a sky full of stars. We are the universe. Oh, yes, we are. What if each one of those stars are our souls and we're disconnected from our soul, but we always see it, and when we die, we go to that star? Very interesting. Paris Logan, thanks a lot, you guys. And to all that I missed, sorry. Or was it nylon? Getting stand near a 3-bar electric fire and those flammable bad boys. Yeah, the guy goes to land on the moon, becomes, engulfed in flames in the plasma. Yeah, the jump rooms. Boing, boing. Where they pretend they're on the moon. Thank you, Anika. I love you guys. Thank you very much. Motors using plasma. 5. Interesting. Yeah. The Pentagon, Paul, has come up with new technologies and new different propulsion type systems at the Artemis project. Okay. The one that went to the epicenter of the solar system, and the one that also had, was it China or Japan, that also had a rover that was supposed to land on the moon. That was unsuccessful too. They had a lot of problems, but they shut up about that and said, oh yes, there's lots of, Ah, is Janine okay? Notre Janine, es-tu correct? Ça va trop vite, pas le temps de lire pour comprendre. Hey Janine, je t'aime fort, puis je te remercie d'être ici. Puis c'est ça, on est en train de parler des théories de plasma, où ce que Le vidéo que je viens de montrer, excuse-moi, Janine, en 1965, I'm taking the time. Janine is French. We're going to take the time. It's over. We're done here, folks. So you can run along if you don't want to hear me speaking in French. Le vidéo qu'on a vu, il y a une théorie, Janine, que la Lune est faite en plasma. En général, ils disent, les astrophysiciens et les personnes de la science disent que 99% de notre univers est le plasma et aussi le néant. Hein? Mais alentour, dans notre atmosphère de la Terre, nous avons un plasma interplanétaire et planétaire qui est très, très chaud. C'est des gaz ionisés, pareil comme provenant du Soleil. Mais le problème, c'est qu'il y a des théories qui disent que la Lune, c'est du plasma. Moi, je ne le crois pas parce que we got buildings on the moon. Nous avons des bâtisses ou des structures sur la Lune. Selon moi, ce n'est pas du plasma. Explaining to my dear friend Janine that I don't believe that the moon could be a ball of plasma, but I'm not spitting or discrediting the ideal and theories that, there could be a wall of plasma in space. Space is very bright. It's not dark, nor is it freezing, they say. Swirling octopus, corkscrew, I've heard also, and everything is moving away from its center. Right you are. Moon is moving away from Earth. The Earth is moving away from the sun. Every time we go by the sun, we're getting further away from the sun. So it's like we were all together. Everyone was hitting each other, and now we're, getting further. That's what caused all the bloody comets to be roaming around as we smashed into one another. It's an incredible theory. I think, honestly, I think every one of us here in a period of 8 years have touched on every legitimate theory just by talking amongst ourselves. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by the channel, for being a member, for the contributions. If you're here, it's an incredible contribution. Be watching the videos. As soon as that friggin' rain stops, I'm going to be back outside to confirm that there are still UFOs in my sky. Bye-bye for now. Love you guys. Thanks, mods. Thanks, everyone.